The most popular man in Disney, Bob Chapek, citation needed, has been hyping up the next big release for Marvel Studios when it comes to theatrical releases. This, of course, being Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. And he says that this thing is important to the entire future and the MCU going forward. When it came to hyping up the release of Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings and the Eternals, Disney CEO Bob Chapek was very well aware of the impact that these films would have on the bigger MCU, but he didn't overstate anything, and he did say that these films are still their own thing, that are sort of in their own corner that will connect to the bigger MCU down the road. One, he was talking about Spider-Man No Way Home, along with Kevin Feige and other people. They said that that would have a huge impact on the MCU and Spider-Man going forward. So recently, he also shared that when it comes to Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, this film is going to be pushing the boundaries of storytelling for the multiverse and the MCU. And that this connects pieces of the MCU multiverse in many unexpected ways. And that this thing is huge, important, and will have a huge impact on the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So again, he doesn't further elaborate this, but you can kind of extrapolate multiple things from this and kind of, dissect them one by one. First and foremost, boundaries of storytelling. Well, Spider-Man was a multiverse movie, yes, but it technically didn't go into multiverses, right? It was still in New York in the MCU. This film is taking us into the multiverse, and from what we understand, multiple different corners of multiple different universes, which will be absolutely insane. Again, we're gonna get the return of Patrick Stewart, we're getting the Savage Land, we're getting an animated universe, we're getting so many things, we're getting different actors, big name actors playing familiar characters from different universes within the MCU. We're reportedly going back to familiar things we've seen in other films from decades ago. I mean, yeah, the boundary of storytelling and the multiverse is truly going to be something that audiences haven't really seen before up until this point. And when he says it connects pieces of the MCU in unexpected ways, I mean, probably traveling to the past in another multiverse, maybe even to the future, if some rumors are to be believed, adding character from other franchises, whether it's from Fox or Sony, it all seems to be here. And if the ending is what some people have said it could be, where everything just merges into one new timeline, and then we got to figure out what happens next, and it's all sort of up in the air, I mean, that's a huge implication on everything, because then technically what? We're making everything officially canon, and now where exactly does that fall into place? Where exactly do the X-Men belong? Do we suddenly say all the Fox ones were, in fact, now part of retroactive continuity? Like, how do you even place those? Like, it gets very confusing, and I 100% believe him. This is going to be something that I think once we see it, we're going to understand the bigger ramifications of everything, which is why they're not moving any products or releasing anything set after Multiverse of Madness, because this thing is going to define the MCU for the foreseeable future.